You know, if I've learned one thing doing this channel over the years is that GoonTick is one of the most unreliable and undependable and super inconsistent people on the freaking planet. So, once again, it's just going to be me, even though it should have been me and he, because this is a overdue Brad box. It's actually two Brad boxes in one because GoonTick sucks balls, guy. So I put both boxes into one box to save on the box room, and we're gonna dig through it. I did see a couple of things moving the contents one to another, but didn't see much more than that. And well, I guess GoonTick can pick through whatever he wants later, although he's probably gonna be hating like he always does, cause he sucks. So first of all, there's a pack of comics here. Let me see what's in it. And oh, it's two packs of comics. Let me put one over there. Let me open the other one. Already I see something that obviously Tick is gonna want. GoonTick, that is, and that's the Tick Karma Tornado number 7. He already has a few of these courtesy of Brad, and I'm willing to bet they're on the floor somewhere wallpapering some fucking bird cage or something. He does have this one already, so you know that one's gonna be especially on the floor. Next we got an issue of Prime. This is back when Malibu Comics were still a thing. I think Prime was bought by another company by the end of that, but anyway. Epic Comics Time Spirits. Never heard of this one, guy. Looks piratey, and there's some Native American dude on it too. Right, interesting combination. And an issue of Exo Manowar. This one from back in the... No, wait, is this back in the day? Yeah, it is back in the day. I know they're back in action is Valiant, but that one's an oldster. Speaking of oldster, this one looks old. It's not, apparently. Ginseng Roots. This one's got some Japanese and Native American crossover there. Interesting. It's a smaller, like Ashcan size comic. I don't know what that's all about. Only one way to find out. Throw it at GoonTick's face. Next. Oh, man, I used to love Strangers in Paradise. You know, I never got to finish it. I'm assuming this is a reprint, or I don't know if it's back or not. But, yeah, I remember in the 90s, I got into this, and it was just hard to get at you know, El Paso comic shops. And, you know, obviously as a youngin', I had other priorities in mind whenever I did have money, so I kind of fell off and never got to finish it. Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer, I'm sorry, I was going to say Stalker. A character that he drew and has kind of gotten a life of its own, posthumously mostly, for him. Interesting. I thought it was George Romero's Day of the Dead, but it's Bill and Ted's Day of the Dead. Remember that time they brought the zombie apocalypse forth? From Opus Comics. That's a company that exists, right, guys? And the hell? Okay. If it's okay with Brad, I'm gonna try to send this to our former co-host, The Guardian, because he's a big Trekkie. I mean, so am I, but he's arguably a bigger Trekkie. It's a fucking Corgi Borg. A Borgie? What the hell? Okay. Deep Space Nine issue from IDW, cover B. What was cover A? Tell you what it wasn't. A sweet ass reload of these Rice Krispie treats. Hell yeah, boy. Oh, you know what? I was gonna not share those with GoonTick, who eats them all up and then shits in my face afterwards. But there's 2 boxes. So, you know, I'm not an asshole like Tick, so I'm gonna have one and he can have the other. Here's a comic book shredder. What are these called, man? Cheekies? Cheekies. Okay. These are way better than the Dorbs, I'll tell you that. Dorbs were an annoying figure form. But this is old school Eastman Laird shredder in this cheeky form. A better look at him. I don't know what he has here, like a little bowl of gruel, I guess. Interesting. Not as cheeky as I thought it would be, but there you go. Alright, Oh, there's a little comic. Justice League Power Play. I don't know. This was probably an insert in something. Cereal, maybe? I don't know. It's small. It's not greasy, so it's definitely not Fruit Loops that it was in. Okay, now we're moving to the DVDs first. Any Given Sunday. This is a Oliver Stone football movie, so man, I did see this back in the day, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember it very much. But that's namely because not a big sports guy, but I do remember being like, that's pretty good, so worth checking out again. Well, actually, GoonTick's copy, although he'll probably use it as toilet paper, because I have a copy in Blu-ray on a 3-disc set. Dirty Harry, classic Clint Eastwood flick. Cool, man. I'm gonna give that to GoonTick so he could educate himself on Clint Eastwood, being as how Clint Eastwood usually plays assholes, and he's pretty good at that, being that. So there you go. This I saw this movie recently. Samara Weaving and Azrael. Kind of a post-apocalyptic movie that obviously takes some influence from movies like what's it called? What did Al call it? Don't Sound.
What's the other movie that's coming out that everyone they're putting a prequel out this month? I haven't seen any of them. Don't Sound or something like that. I don't know.
Oh man, Don't Sound. Anyway, you know, kind of like weaves in some biblical mumbo jumbo in there. It was I mean, it's not perfect, but I quite enjoyed it, and you know, it was a fun time, man. So I'm glad to have that. Definitely not giving that to GoonTick because he can suck my dick. The Game, kind of an underappreciated David Fincher movie, man. Really enjoy The Game. This might be our second copy of The Game we've gotten, but anyway. Since GoonTick hates Fincher, I'm going to give him that. That's right, he hates Fincher. Who hates Fincher, man? Scum. This is an interesting thing. What is this? Deer Camp 86. Have not heard of this. Looks like some sort of like a retro slasher type by this cover, but we all know that covers, especially in horror, can be extremely deceiving. But there you go, Deer Camp 86. Don't know what that's about, but I'll check it out. You know who won't check it out? GoonTick and his hating ways. Pacino in Sea of Love. I've never heard of this guy. This, I mean, obviously it's not recent, but nobody of note directed this. Oh, John Goodman's in it. That's a good reason to watch it. Not a big Pacino guy. I mean, the stuff that he's good in, of course, he's fantastic in. But, you know, like if you put Pacino and De Niro next to each other, I'm picking De Niro's big-ass shoes any day. Classic, another shark movie. Shark warning, this one. Swim at your own risk. Oh man, it's an asylum movie, so we already know that the chances of it being good are pretty slim. Which, you know, I mean, it's a shark movie also. The chances of it being good on that basis alone are pretty slim. Here we have a movie called Rosario. I've not heard of it. Oh, it has David Dalmatian in it. Interesting. Kind of taken to his weird self as of late. I don't know to what level he was involved in this, but there you go. Rosario. What's this one about? Let's see. Wall Street stockbroker Rosario Fuentes returns to her grandmother's apartment after her sudden death. While sorting through her grandmother's belongings, Rosario uncovers a horrifying secret. A hidden chamber filled with occult artifacts tied to dark generational rituals. As supernatural occurrences plague her, Rosario must confront her family's buried secrets and face the truth of the sacrifices and choices they made. Alright? Could have kind of switched out that description with Hereditary a bit, but there you go. Rosario. Interesting. Oh, by the way, Shark Warning has a blurb in the back that says, a high-tension thriller in the tradition of the Meg, in quotes, but it's literally quoted from no one. Classic, you might say. Next up, we got a eye-catcher of a cover there, St. Catherine. And you already know that because it looks like that, the movie probably doesn't look anything like that, which arguably in this case is a good thing. St. Catherine. An orphan girl is rescued from a satanic ritual and taken to St. Catherine Institute for Homeless Youth. There she will learn new skills while facing the literal demons that stalk her. Okay. Hopefully she's kicking some demonic ass, I guess, and or getting her ass kicked by demons. Next up, we got a TNA set. Oh, that's cool. I like TNA, man. Well, I mean, I haven't seen TNA recently, but back in the day, enjoyed TNA. Maybe not around 2012, but there you go. Let's see. It's a TNA Hardcore Justice. I'm sorry. Yeah, Hardcore Justice. Any notable matches here? Nah, homie. So there's that. Those are the DVDs. Let's get into some blues. Back to the Future Trilogy, a classic of the 80s. This is the 4K Blu-ray set. Man, you know, Digipacks I'm always like iffy on because of the dang inserts on the sides. I hate that, but I mean, you can't go wrong with one of the greats of the 80s, Back to the Future Trilogy. I have a copy of this, courtesy of Brad. Well, not this exact one, but the Blu-ray release. So GoonTick can have that, and or be a hating ass again. Next up, we got The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Now, I had an interest in watching this, but it seemed to have dropped and nobody gave a crap about it. I don't know if that speaks to its quality or not, but yeah, basically a little movie that focuses on the trip of Dracula on the Demeter, and that's it. That's that area, which, I mean, that's kind of a cool concept. But we'll see how this is. I hear that the movie's mad dark and you can't see crap, so that's a thing. But hopefully it's cool. There was some controversy about this movie, and I can't remember what the heck it was. Like, maybe it was cut and then released a certain way. I don't know. I remember hearing some sort of controversy about this. Don't remember hearing if it was good or bad or not, but I guess there's only one way to find out, right? The Invitation. Vampire movie, I believe. Next, oh, this is a classic right here. Now, I already know what Brad did with this. He's upgrading because there's a new release of this coming up. And or already out. The Arrival, David Twohy movie, starring Charlie Aids Sheen. This is a pretty good movie, man. I really enjoyed this movie. I haven't seen it in a really long time. I'm gonna say like early 2000s when it came out, around the time it came out. Oh no, it came out in the mid 90s, dude. So might have even seen it long around like, yeah, I'm gonna say early 2000s because I did have a DVD of it. But The Arrival, surprisingly good sci-fi movie from the day that's kind of forgotten, unfortunately, by your average audience. Obviously, cinephiles will have enjoyed it, but very interested to revisit that. GoonTick gonna hate. I wanted to see the heck out of this movie. Didn't hear much when it came out. Rami Malek, Lawrence Fishburne in The Amateurs, like he's like a, what is he? CIA decoder whose wife was taken or killed or whatever, and he's kind of like using his skill set to get back at the people that did it. Sounded pretty interesting. The trailer was pretty good, but I never really heard much after that. So, did it suck balls? Not according to Deadline. A gripping global spy thriller, it says. We shall see. We shall see. Oh man, a Paul W.S. Anderson movie adapting a George R.R. Martin short story, I believe, starring Mila Jovovich and Dave Bautista. Now, I love Bautista, and it's always fun to see Mila kick ass as, her tons of generic, badass female characters. Paul W.S. Anderson has made an entire career out of filming her, aka his wife. I heard not much about this, kind of came and went. So, very interested to see what the results are. Now, I'm not a Paul W.S. Anderson hater. A lot of people are hating. But, look, man, he makes fun, brainless tripe. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. Sometimes it's okay to sit down and just watch some chick kick ass. See some inconsistent ass continuity and stupidity on the screen. Sometimes that's okay, man. Speaking of which, End of Days. I know they're also releasing a new scan of this, which I'm assuming by the effects of the day kind of needed. I got to revisit this. The first time I tried to watch this in the theater back in the day, the reel burned, so that sucked. And the second time I tried to watch it, I ended up watching something else. I don't even know if GoonTick ended up watching it in the theater completely. But End of Days, of course, not an amazing movie, but it was kind of amusing to see Arnold play against type in a serious tone, and in a horror movie no less, which is not his oeuvre. And this is a Peter Hyams movie, if I remember correctly. So that's of interest. Yeah, Peter Hyams. I think they kind of copped out a little at the end when the devil was just a big old monster. But, you know, I remember being like, all right, that was a fun watch, man. So I'll revisit and maybe that'll change. But End of Days. Cool. Well, I'm going to give this to GoonTick because he needs to have a copy of Goodfellas and Heat. But he's probably going to, as aforementioned, spit on it, flip the bird at Brad, and then go hang out with Al Smith, probably. But Goodfellas, come on, what is there to say about Goodfellas? Only possibly Martin Scorsese's best. Definitely his top 3 best. Heat, is that Michael Mann's best? Probably. Awesome. Kingpin, baby! Now, we both have copies of Kingpin here, but there's no hurting in having a third copy of Kingpin because Kingpin is freaking awesome, dude. Founders Day. This is a horror movie released by Dark Sky. So, that's the thing. In this satirical political slasher, oh no, from the Bloomquist brothers. Am I supposed to know who the Bloomquist brothers are? A small town is shaken by a series of ominous killings in the days leading up to the heated mayoral election. As accusations fly and the threat of a mass killer darkens every street corner, the residents must race to uncover the truth before the fear consumes the town. Cheating in elections, eh? Very topical. Very topical. The Tall Man, starring Jessica Biel. She disappeared, huh? Probably embarrassed that she's married to Justin Timberlake and his not so sick moves on stage. This is awesome. Iron Claw, you know. Oh boy, hooked it up, man. This is the Von Erich brothers story, man. An A24 movie, so another big plus. You know, a lot of their stuff is pretty awesome. Although now that they're expanding to, you know, try to capture a larger audience, you can't consistently count on awesome quality. But one thing's for sure, this thing got lauded and applauded, and just of general interest to me as a fellow wrestling fan, as I know Brad is. That's awesome, dude. Iron Claw. Gotta see that and exert my Iron Claw on it. Then we got a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. The recent, I guess it's a new canon, really, addition to the Turtles movies that are out there, the many movies that are out there. This looks pretty fun, man. So hopefully it is. But there you go. I really like the weird stylings that they had for a lot of the characters in that. And next up, oh, you know what? I saw a trailer to this, and I was like, that sounds interesting. And then never heard anything about it. It's one of Ray Liotta's final movies. 1992, based around the time of the riots, the LA riots, that were spurred by the Rodney King beatdown. 1992. It looked interesting, the trailer, but, you know, it's always like, you never hear about it again. You're like, did it suck, or what the hell? Tyrese is in it, though, so that sucks. Pretty rad, little assortment of flicks here, man. As always, thank you to Brad for being a homie, you know. I know he often is like, trying to see, TMNT came with a poster, that's pretty cool. Trying to see GoonTick apply his craft on screen, but I tried, Brad. I tried. I swear I tried. The boy sucks my ass meat. But anyway, that's it for this haul. Tell us what you think about it. Give a shout out to the homie Brad because he's always hooking it up. In the meantime, I'm out.